You are now listening to the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin podcast, a weekly review of Monday Night Raw and other wrestling-related topics. And here's your hosts, Peter Day and Jake Grandi.
What's up, y'all?
Check. 1, 2. 1, 2. Everything's working properly. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Just got back from, like I was telling you, Richmond, Virginia. Helping some people out. So I'm a little tired, but I'm ready to go.
Tired. Hello, boys and girls. You are now listening to Peter and Jake. A very tired episode of Peter and Jake. He's looking at me. I'm just waking up.
Peter and Jake tired wrestling.
Yeah, tired of this guy. Tired wrestling. And we're coming off a Monday Night Raw. The nicest thing I can say is that it was better than the week prior.
There's definitely one good standout of this Raw. The Cesaro-Cena match.
Yeah, but you think that was a surprise?
I think, it was a great, it was like 20-minute segment. I think it took up a lot of time.
Were you surprised?
That it was good?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't surprised that it was good.
Oh.
That doesn't mean that it doesn't, it's not, you gotta.
Those guys, as soon as I saw that match was going to happen, as soon as, it was one of those things where it was like you found out spontaneously that it was going on, or was it promoted? On the website.
I didn't know about it.
Because the thing is, most people, they go to the website and they find out when things go down, if someone's coming through. You see people in the stands. Say if like someone's in town, like if the return of Brock Lesnar, like you find out at the website. I don't do that stuff.
No, I don't go on the website, but like sometimes it'll come up on my Twitter feed. Yeah, come up on my Twitter feed, or maybe I can just like sense that something will happen because of something that happens on SmackDown. Or the Raw the following, but no, I try to get surprised. I like being surprised. I don't like spoilers.
Yeah, but I made a tweet immediately. I was like, these guys have great chemistry. This is going to be an awesome match.
Oh yeah, just because I know it's going to be awesome, but when it delivers, it still is awesome. And I feel like it saved Raw. I feel like Raw was really boring except for that match.
It was decent.
The 8-man tag was good, but that happened on SmackDown, so it's kind of.
Well, it was a heel-driven show. It was like It was a super heel day. The only thing that really stood out that wasn't addressed to the bad guys and girls was that 6-man tag, the rematch of the 8-man tag, the rematch. That was the only thing that the faces actually got over on. But before we do that, did you get to watch the ROH versus the New Japan All-Star?
Oh, wow.
Taping?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like
the TV show.
The TV show. It was like the one it was like the ROH that came on after.
Came on before.
After Best in the World.
Yeah, I totally watched that. Okada and Roppongi Vice versus the Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
Great match. And
then, it was way better. Like, you know what? I like that. I like that Bullet Club performance more than I like the Best in the World performance.
Yeah.
It wasn't as much monkeying around.
Okada, always makes everyone look better.
Well, I just say, it wasn't as much monkeying around. I mean, it wasn't a bunch of suckets and a bunch of just buffoonery. They went in there, and it wasn't, they had super kicks, but it wasn't like, all over the place.
This is true.
I just thought it was kind of sad that, because they got 2 weeks, 2 tapings behind, that you couldn't see the follow up to
right away.
The new champion. I ain't complaining.
Yeah, the Roderick Strong versus Nakamura match.
That was. Is Nakamura still undefeated versus the ROH? Because he beat Kevin Steen, he beat ACH. Now he beat Roderick Strong.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was. He's a gigantic star. I'm sure it's part of probably some contract that certain guys gotta win, certain guys gotta lose.
Yeah, Ghetto took a fucking beat.
Well, he's the booker, so I'm sure he doesn't mind losing. So his guys can get on.
Ain't Dusty.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not Dusty.
Because
that's why he wrestled Delirious on one of those shows. Is because Delirious is actually the booker for. I think it was the Philly show they did. Or because it was Delirious was the booker of Ring of Honor versus the New Japan booker, and that's just the opening match. But I guess
that was the second match. The first match. Yeah, that was the first match. They went right out there with Nakamura.
Yeah,
they were right out there. It was like I was like, whoa. And you say Nakamura is a huge. He's huge. Actually, he's deceptively big. He's 6'2".
Oh yeah.
200 and 60 pounds?
He slimmed down a little bit when he got that Michael Jackson gimmick going on.
Oh, so he used to weigh more.
He used to be a little chunkier. Yeah, he actually had a feud with Brock Lesnar, 2008, 2009.
Is that when Brock took the belt?
Yeah, he was a little heavier then. That's the only Okada. That's the Nakamura I first saw him then, but I just saw him as the guy wrestling Brock. I didn't really know who Nakamura was.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently when I started watching again because of finding out about the Bullet Club and kind of tuning in thinking it was going to be some hot stuff, Nakamura came out dancing around and stuff, and I was like, who's this? What's this? Wild stuff.
Who took the belt off Brock over there?
I think it was. I know there was some mix up with it, but I think Kurt Angle had it. Brock won. I think it might have been Nakamura who
took it off of him.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I gotta look that up.
I know that there was a feud, but I'm not sure.
With Paul Heyman?
With Brock with Paul Heyman?
No, it was just Brock over there cutting his own. Well, you don't cut promos over there though.
You can do it in English. A lot of people do it in English.
But how often did he cut promos? You think?
I don't know.
Probably next to none.
I know that it was technically illegal. If WWE wanted to during that whole run, they could have just sued New Japan because they had the licensing on Brock. But New Japan just went with it anyway.
All right, this guy came over here.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, the Roppongi Vice,
Okada versus AJ Styles and Young Bucks.
Yeah, the ending. It's not like the first time. They did sort of the same ending for Best in the World.
Oh, it was Meltzer Driver and Styles Clash?
The Indie Taker into the Meltzer Driver into the Styles Clash where they just handed some bitch over like a blunt.
Yeah.
Here you go. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. See if
it was good. Did you watch Slammiversary?
I don't watch TNA, man.
Yeah, I don't either. Heard it was bad.
They're the shit, dude. TNA is in the shit. They had to bring back Jeff Jarrett.
I almost started watching again, but then I remembered all those other times I started watching and got disappointed. So I'm done with them.
I just can't. I can't, and everyone's leaving too. And it's like, I don't know how that motherfucker stays up still. I don't see it. Well, that oil money should motherfucking be paid. Should be paying the guys not to leave. Like Magnus is gone now.
I don't think it is. I think that's all running dry. But yeah, Magnus is gone. Low key, which he wasn't a big player as far as storyline, but he's a great wrestler. Left and
that sumbitch went to NXT. When it was the NXT, I think it was the second one when they were doing the whole basically ribbon the new wrestlers that were coming in.
Yeah.
That sumbitch did a rap and said,
TNA,
total nonstop wrestling.
Yeah,
he is a staple of that thing. And then you just go down the line and you look at AJ Styles, you go man, this guy saw the writing on the wall way before.
They tried to get him to go into the Hall of Fame and he turned it down. And then that's when they got Jeff Jarrett going in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like a mess.
Yeah, and for him to promote JF, Magnus went straight from TNA. He signed to
Global Force.
Yeah, just like that.
And now they're going
to. They were probably taping.
Yeah. Hernandez is popping up on.
Hernandez, he left fucking
Lucha Underground.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
Unless he knows something we don't.
He's just going around. I think TNA is only doing nightly contracts though, so he could have just popped up in TNA, done a taping, and that was it.
Apparently, he was Rick Rude last Wednesday.
Oh, him versus Rick Rude?
No, it was Lucha Underground. And after Lucha Underground went off, he shows up on TNA.
Oh, yeah.
He's like Rick Rude and shit all of a sudden. I'm not a fan of Hernandez.
Really?
No, not at all. He's corny. He's corny as fuck.
For a big guy, he can do a lot of moves, but I think he was great as a tag team. When he was in the tag team in TNA with Homicide, and Conan was the manager.
See, I don't know about that stuff.
Oh, LAX, yeah, they were
Oh, that's where he's from.
Yeah, well, Hernandez, wrestled in this faction in Ring of Honor called the Texas Wrestling Academy. And then through that, he went to TNA, and he became LAX with Homicide. They had a really good feud with Team 3D and the Motor City Machine Guns, which is like Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. And that was like when TNA was peaking, I think. That was when I watched, and I was a fan. And then ever since Hernandez has been kind of floating. Like Homicide got hurt a bunch, so he got released. So he was kind of like floating in TNA, and now he just went to Lucha Underground, where I thought that would be perfect fit for him because he's like, you know.
Then he must have been at WrestleCade because LAX showed up to WrestleCade.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay,
He's definitely. He's pretty much LAX. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. He's still corny. He's still corny as fuck. I apologize. Anything else, man? I mean, other than the fact that there's so many injuries in the WWE right now.
Oh, well, what about the rumor where Bret Hart said to Sports Illustrated?
Talk about the Daniel Bryan. I mean,
yeah.
I don't understand the outrage to it. I mean, because it's like, I mean, he's done that. He's been there, and he understands.
I don't know about
what head injuries can do to an athlete, and to a guy who wrestles to a certain degree of tenacity as Daniel Bryan, and him dealing with his head injuries. This is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I just think it's not outrage, but more of like just shock. Like people are just surprised that like Daniel's really probably done.
Well, they're not doing it gracefully. Like they're not at all letting this be a graceful thing. I mean, I think it's best because I think they don't know. And it's not like he said officially that this is the thing, and I don't know if WWE even knows officially that this is a problem. I think everyone's just waiting to see what the final diagnosis is. Until then, they're just going to use him for this tough enough thing. And then there's, buy time. Maybe he's great. And if he's able to come back into the ring, I don't think he's going to be able to be the Daniel Bryan that we know and love and can cheer for. And why have a second-rate Daniel Bryan?
We got tons of those.
Is that a shoot?
It's true, man. I'd rather if it's this big of a deal, I'd rather have him retire. Like Angle is another guy we mentioned like this, and he's got a tumor or something. He's actually gonna have to take a few weeks off.
Oh man, it's funny. He was on this one podcast I happened to listen to, and he was like, "It is not a tumor."
Uh-huh.
No, that was the payoff.
But apparently was a tumor though, and he's taking some time off. He's in a wheelchair around airports and stuff now. Yeah, so he's having a rough go of it.
Yeah, he's fucked.
I'd rather see Daniel Bryan never wrestle again and be on all kinds of panels and be happy with what we already have from him than see him like how Kurt Angle is.
Well, Kurt Angle having a tumor versus a guy with a really bad headache.
Well, Kurt Angle's had several neck injuries, several back injuries. So,
but this is a tumor.
Yeah. I'm just saying it all adds up. Yeah. It's all adding up. Like,
No, the tumor is something completely different. I mean, we're talking cancer here. We're not talking about like a injury. We're talking about like a sickness. Other than that's a whole other story. And it, like you said, Daniel Bryan is not dealing with the neck thing anymore. Like the brain and the neck. I mean, he wishes that it was his neck.
Yeah.
You don't bounce back from head trauma. You just don't. Ask fucking not Oral Treasure, but Steve Young. But yeah, other than the injuries, you got Tyson Kidd. You saw his neck.
He's done for like about
a year,
14 more months.
Yeah, he's done. It's basically the same. It is a success. You got Rowan, torn bicep. He's been fucking around with torn biceps, and it just finally caught up with him. Yeah. You got Mercury with a busted rib.
Noble.
You got what other injuries?
Which brings me to my point. Where is my Apple Watch, man? I've been a part of your crew for a while now. I need my Apple Watch. Maybe a trip to Hawaii.
I got an Apple you can watch. Granny Smith. You can stare all that motherfucker all day. and Hawaii, I don't know, dude. Apparently, I guess we're going to go right into the show. There's other injuries. We'll probably talk about it later, but the roster's depleted, and it seems Washington, D.C. got an opening that was just product placement, like deliberate product placement from people who bought time. And one was Cadillac, one was the Taurus Hawaii, and Apple.
Yeah, it was like the Price is Right segment of Raw. They already had Bob Barker.
Horrible. I mean, it was of no use because there was no real payoff, even to the car showing up. You would think, oh yeah, here's a car angle. Someone's gonna like fuck it up or something. But like, it was like, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when Rusev got the gold star, like the
and just nothing happened.
And like it's just okay, he got it, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And this is what happened here. You would think, like, for them to be in a great mood in all this, that somebody would come out and crash the party, and then when maybe one of the Hawaiian people catch a bump, maybe maybe someone comes out and like kicks a window into the car or something, but nothing happens. I mean, you want to give the.
Oh yeah, I mean the Authority come out, and then it's just pretty much Rollins. Just sucking up to them, bragging about how he took down Brock Lesnar, how Brock Lesnar wouldn't show up, and gives J&J some Apple Watches, and gives Kane a trip to Hawaii.
Thus, the return of Jamie Noble.
Oh yeah, he looked beaten up. Yeah, but I guess that's what got a Cadillac, man. Good, the yin yang of life, man. You break a rib.
No, but I'm thinking, why would they put him back on TV? I mean, I know he's fucked up, but like, I see if it was like Kane busted up and him coming back out because he's still Kane. He's a big dude.
Yeah, why Noble?
Why Noble has to come back? Way to sell, buddy. Why to sell a busted rib? 3 of them, for that matter. I just thought it was odd. Did they need him out there?
No, they didn't need him, but I guess, maybe he's just a road agent anyways. I guess he'd be there anyways. So they just brought him out, and good on him. I don't know. I don't really know why they brought him out.
What did you think of this? I mean, honestly, like, was this?
It made me laugh, but that's it. Like,
it made you laugh.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny that he was giving these little gifts away, and like he had like the Hawaii trip on this big. I don't know.
They're in D.C. Those were actual Hawaiian consulate people.
Yeah.
Like those people go around advertising Hawaii. They weren't just some people they found up, some geek off the streets. These people came in from the department of the consulate of Hawaii as representatives. Like those dudes work as representatives of Hawaii. I thought that was pretty funny. So I was just indifferent. I was just going we could have done without this.
Yeah, we could have done without
18 minutes.
Oh, I'd say we could have done it without maybe the first hour of the show, I would say. We go right into Big Show versus Mark Henry with the Miz on commentary. This is another Randy Orton, John Cena kind of match. You've seen this match tons of times, tons of whoever they're putting over at the nearest pay-per-view is going to win. So Big Show knocks out Mark Henry. Somehow Miz gets involved. Ryback comes out, and Miz runs away. And then Ryback says he wants the match now instead of later tonight. They come back from commercial, and I guess Ryback got his wish, even though Miz was complaining about it. Go right into Miz versus Ryback.
Wait a minute, slow down, bro. So, I hate that Mark Henry is treated this way. Why is Mark Henry being treated this way? He got his intro, and it was a short match. Miz is on commentary. He actually gets involved.
Yeah.
Because Ryback rushes show. They've actually it's been maybe 2 weeks. Miz has actually been absent in this triple threat. It's been focused more around Big Show and Ryback. And it should just stay that way. Again, I think Miz is taking away the heel heat from Big Show, definitely. And what is it? Big Show was just on the Chris Jericho show podcast, and he was talking about that, his placement in terms of what his character is. Is he a face or a heel? He goes, man, I don't know until I show up to work, because every week they write out the day of. He doesn't figure out what his positioning is. And this whole booking of this three-way and Miz is involved, he doesn't really know his place at all.
I could totally see that. I don't know. Like I would say, like they haven't really known what to do with him for a while. They started, last year they did that thing where he lost his job, and then they kind of put him in the Authority. But yeah, he's been kind of in limbo for the last few years.
Well, we forgot he was in the Authority until SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, they made mention of that. They said he was the Authority's right-hand man, or like a branch of the Authority, or something like that.
And an extension of, he's like he's like a Woo associate or some shit like that. This is not really doing anybody any favors. And this entire thing is just dumb. Again, Ryback versus Show, I can see it, but Miz involved is stupid. Yeah, and because Ryback comes out and try to ambush Show, Miz comes in, sucker kicks Ryback.
Yeah,
and apparently they were supposed to have a match later, but Ryback's like, fuck that, we're fighting now. It was supposed to have been scheduled for later. In my notes, I'm just like, well, where did the Big Show go? He just kind of vanished.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this.
Yeah,
he could have jumped on commentary.
He could have done something.
Yeah.
He could have actually affected this match, but it was just like, okay, he get ambushed, he just rolls out the ring and he goes to the back and he's eating fucking gummy bears. I guess the spots, Ryback gets a standing suplex. He holds him up for a while. The crickets.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward, man. Like, especially like that's supposed to be obviously the crowd counts. Or
that's his big swing.
Yeah, nothing.
Crickets. Miz, and this is what I like about Miz. Normally, he gets his share of offense in almost all of his matches. He hits the reality check where people don't know, like, they don't even call it for what it is anymore. It's just the knee to the back and then the swinging neck breaker.
Yeah.
It's a reality check. And then there's a momentum swing, and Ryback wins via fucking count out because he doesn't want to catch a meat hook.
Yeah, the Miz rolls out, runs to the back. The ref didn't even count to 10. He counted like 3.
Yeah, he was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, that was kind of lazy. I think
shit ending number 1.
Well, this whole match, Miz versus Ryback, was real lazy to me. I know they showed a shot of, I think like the Miz had Ryback in some sort of hold, and Ryback did not do anything to cover his mouth or anything. He just
they had the close up to Ryback's face.
Yeah, he was just basically talking. Yeah. That just pisses me off every time I see that, man.
Well, that's not his fault. Like, that's really... I don't blame... When you got someone... Because you couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
Cena, on the other hand, were just blatantly calling spots.
Yeah.
That was the production person's fault for shooting that scene right there. And they kept it there. I was like, don't you fucking get it? Get out of there. Get out of there.
Yeah, that is bullshit. And then we go into a Paige versus Alicia Fox with the Bellas. Alicia Fox is the third Bella. That's the only way to get over. She's doing it right. She's jumping on with the Bellas. She's going to ride this Divas title with them, trying to get the rub.
That's fucking, you know who the Black Beetle was?
He's like, he helped him write the songs. He was like,
no, he was a piano player. It was Billy Squire. That's his name.
Oh,
nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Yeah.
And all those songs that had that bouncy sort of thing, he kind of co-wrote those. I think Day in the Life. I think dun, dun, whatever.
Okay.
But that's Alicia Fox, and I go like, well, I get it if you're like this surrogate diva. I mean Bella, but what's the purpose? Because if they're trying to align divas with the Bellas and align almost Survivor Series style. Yeah. You would think that they would have more alliance with people by now. It would be Alicia Fox. It would be, fucking. I
don't know, Layla. I was thinking they could do.
No, well, what's the chick?
Emma.
Emma, you could grab Emma. Just get as many divas on your side as possible. If you're gonna go with it, don't half-ass it. Like, if you want to go straight early Survivor Series, just go with it. And then Paige. Again, just have her as the lone wolf and have her at some point show her fighting spirit to win over the other divas, that she won't give up, that she will fight for change. You know, and I feel like that's the way that she should go. Don't bring up none of those NXT chicks at all. Like, don't.
I think that's the way they're going, man.
They would have to, dude. You would have your heart broken.
Oh, I mean, I definitely think that you don't have to have them win the title right away, but you definitely have to have one of them win the title from Nikki.
You don't want them nowhere near the main roster.
It's about like 60 days now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, right at SummerSlam to win the belt.
Who?
I would think maybe a Charlotte, a Paige, Bayley could get brought up.
I say if you just want to have her hold the belt, like, why?
Oh, I don't want to.
I mean, why? I mean, well, I'm just saying. I'm talking about WWE. If they want her to hold the belt for an extended amount of time, don't make it so obvious that they're holding it as long, because he even mentions it in the commentary.
Oh yeah.
Don't make it so obvious that it's going to be an amount of 60 days that she's going to hold it. Like, fucking go all out. Have it if you want to go the Survivor Series style. And like the next couple of weeks, or oncoming weeks past SummerSlam, past TLC, that the Bellas had the belt. Make that fucking record untouchable, because the rate that the WWE's going, how they're booking, how they're handling their talent, that we're not going to get any big superstars anytime soon. Like CM Punk was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of any wrestler getting momentum. So if there's one last wrestler that can get to a bunch of fucking momentum outside of John Cena, it's going to be Nikki Bella. And I'm saying just go all out. Just go all out with it.
But I think that they still need to bring up some girls just to make it fresh for Nikki. Just have fresh people for her to beat.
But why would you want to put them in that environment? Why would you want them? Why, as a fan, why do you think they need to be in that environment?
Because they've done, well, in NXT, Charlotte specifically has done everything. She's wrestled all the ones you can wrestle pretty much.
And
she's already had the belt for a number of times. She lost the belt. Move on.
But you know what the MO is going to be.
Well, I think, if she comes in as a face and wrestles Alicia Fox, Nikki Bella, and Brie Bella, you can probably get an alright match out of Nikki, a shitty match out of Brie, and a good match out of Fox. Then when she gets the belt, you can have...
You get a great match out of Fox. I mean, you get a better match out of Fox than the Bellas combined with Charlotte.
Sure. And then once she wins the belt, you have her turn, and you have her wrestle Naomi and Paige.
No, because that's not the way they're operating. That's not the way that they're operating at all. Like, nobody's getting any momentum. Nobody. And in terms of the divas, I just feel they would just, before you bring up anybody from NXT, and this, I'm speaking as a fan.
Yeah.
You're going to have to just overhaul everything. I mean, like, because right now the Divas division is only an extension of the reality television show. That's it.
Pretty much.
And I was just walking home, I was listening to PW Torch, and I think it was Bruce Mitchell talking about what he heard of Vince McMahon's view on the Divas and the idea of women and the Divas division is that, like, women and divas in reality television are just petty. They get angry over petty things, so you can't really differentiate who's a face and who's a heel, because when you think about it, the only person, the person that's only standing out as someone that, as a somewhat of a baby face, and she's sort of petty too, is Paige.
Yeah.
That's it. And that mentality in itself doesn't do anybody on the NXT Divas division any justice, because Sasha Banks is a little snot. You got Charlotte Flair, she's really overconfident. You got Becky Lynch, she's kind of a snot too. I mean, Bayley she's a cartoon character.
Yeah.
That, even though those could probably fit, it's that their ability and how their book transitioning over to the main roster it will clash, and you will be mad, and I would be mad, and anybody in it.
I don't know. I think Bayley and Charlotte definitely need to elevate soon. I think Bayley would be a perfect partner for Paige, having like the goofy sidekick, like the Hot Topic girl's younger sister, Bayley, there to wrestle the Bellas. Just because if you have Nikki in a tag feud, that doesn't allows her not to defend the title, which would extend the title reign. But
you're speaking for let's get these girls on the main roster for a bit of change. I'm saying they need to overhaul the division before. I'm not saying I don't want them on there. I want them there, but I don't want them in this format. How they're booking the Divas division now, it's like it will not do anybody any favors. They'll just be girls on the roster doing the same song and dance that everyone else is dealing with right now. You take someone like Naomi, really? You take someone like Naomi who's out there making, talent-wise, charisma-wise, promo-wise, she's good.
Better than all of them.
But she's doing the old song and dance.
Yeah.
And I go, if she, who has a bunch of promise to be a megastar, if she's doing old song and dance right now for what they envisioned for the Divas division to be, when she went from being like just pissed off and then start shucking and jiving and basically being written off into its obscurity, what do you think they're going to do with Sasha Banks? I don't
think Sasha Banks is ready. I don't think Becky Lynch is ready. But I do think, Charlotte and Bayley.
They would have to change up. I'm just saying, as a fan, they would have to change up the Divas division and how their approach to it. Just give it to a whole other set of writers. But as long as Vince McMahon's around, I don't see too much change going on. He's hands off over at NXT. He's hands off.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I think maybe there needs to be like something there to give him that change. I think maybe bringing some people up. Yeah, I just want to see some change. I don't want to say it's bad just to complain it's bad. I'm trying to offer some suggestions.
No, it's bad. It's bad. It's horrible.
No, it is. Yeah, but I just maybe we all know it's bad. Here's my suggestion of why it might make it better. Just new, fresh.
I just think content versus context. The context is what the problem is, and not the. I mean, you can take any of those divas and just rewrite the script, and it'd be an awesome division.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I think it'd be as good of a. I mean, it's well enough where wrestlers on there. You just write a better script, and then boom. I'm just saying, you get those NXT girls in that same context, and it's going to be no different. And I would hate to see that. But if we're talking about this match, decent match. It went to a commercial break. Give Divas a chance. They were given a chance.
Yeah.
Great match. These two chicks fucking killed it. And the crowd, I think, was the hottest to this match than any match on the card.
Other than the Cena.
Outside of that, yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of a mid-card feud, I mean, the crowd was going bananas.
Yeah, I'd say Paige always gets the best out of Alicia Fox. Like, Alicia Fox is very good, but I think certain competitors make her better. I think Paige is one of them. I thought it was, a great running knee by Paige, roll-up by Paige, because they tried to do a distraction roll-up, but I guess it was a distraction roll-up.
It was a reverse roll-up.
Yeah.
Distraction reverse roll-up. Yeah.
So, Paige wins. It was a great match.
If
I feel like Raw was peaking right here. Raw was peaking.
It didn't make Alicia look weak. It looked like actually that the Bellas were more of
getting in her way a little bit.
Yeah, more of Achilles' heel than say helping out. I think the fact that they're about the same height helps, and they're about the same build. Yeah, so you get Brie Bella in there against Paige, and it's just off because she's so much smaller, so much lighter, and she's not as athletic as say Alicia Fox. And Alicia Fox and herself is one of the. You heard me talk about this to great length, and how I think Alicia Fox is probably one of the better athletes, man or female, on the entire roster. You're not too high on her wrestling ability, though.
She's all right. She's good. She's better. She's top 5 of the Divas division.
Who's the 4 over her?
Let's see. I would say Paige, Naomi. If we count NXT people, no NXT.
No.
Okay, well then I would say she's number 3.
She's number 3. I will put Emma I'll put Emma over. I think Paige gets more exposure, but I think Emma is better than Paige. She's a better. I mean, in terms of wrestling, if they're not neck and neck, I feel like she's better. Is this the fact that she doesn't get as much exposure? I think her booking was stupid. Her versus Paige down at NXT, they were great matches. It's not like one shine more than the other. I just think that Paige has more charisma, and that's what gave her the edge to make her look like that she's a better quote-unquote wrestler. But in terms of technical skill, yeah, I think Emma really tops it off. It's just that she fucked up. Dumb bitch. Yeah. Dumb. Oh, yeah, the second hour, and we get the John Cena U.S. Open Challenge of the World.
This match was fucking excellent.
Well, Kevin Owens shows up.
Yeah,
there's no promo. Well, Cena gives his promo, but Kevin just comes out. The crowd fucking goes nuts. Like, holy shit, we're gonna get this match, and they do the announcement and everything.
Yeah.
Nah, I changed my mind, bro.
That was some commentary.
Oh, that was hilarious. He just like he got everyone amped that this was about to go down, And they do the announcement. He's just that's okay. And he goes, well, I want that belt because it means more to you. But right now, the person coming out is going to be challenging for the belt.
Yeah. And it was Cesaro, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
This match was fucking awesome. They teased the swing a little early on, and then Cesaro can't get it off, so he puts him in the catapult, but slings John Cena into a springboard stunner for a big 2 count. I thought that sequence was amazing, worth watching Raw. Springboard stunner is my favorite move in the WWE right now.
You're stupid.
I love it so much, man.
He slipped on the rope a little bit, so it came off real chunky.
Yeah, I mean that's but just the idea that John Cena is doing stuff like this is just I like the idea of it more so than actually him pulling it off.
I know.
It's like a 50-50 shot if he's gonna even pull it off. But this one was good.
It is the Cesaro showcase once you really think about it. And Cena, the match itself is as good as the charisma of Cesaro. And
did you see when he threw John Cena in the air and hit with that big uppercut?
That's his move. This move should have been his finisher. Now, again,
he threw him like 12 feet in the air.
Oh yeah, they put him up there. The pop up, in terms of air for the pop up, Kevin Owens wish that he had that much strength to send a guy that high up to pull off a pop up. But again, go back and watch the Cena versus Cesaro before this match. This was maybe like 5 months ago. No, this is longer than that. Maybe like a year ago, when it was almost like he went out there and was like, "Fuck this! I can out wrestle anybody." And this was like post Heyman. It was like he had left Heyman and he was just left out to dry. And he was just like, "Fuck this! I'm the best wrestler. Anybody wants some of this shit? Come get some," kind of thing. And Cena comes out or something like that, and it's almost damn near the same match once you think about it. But he added some sprinkles.
Cesaro also hit a drop kick when Cena was standing on the top rope, which is a pretty big deal to go that high. And then also Code Red, second time we've seen John Cena hit the Amazing Red's finisher, Code Red.
Oh, the Canadian Crusher, the Destroyer too.
Oh well, no, the Destroyer is a little different, but
it's in motion.
Yeah, it's the same type of maneuver. But it was fucking awesome.
Say this was it took someone stronger to be able to make sure it worked properly.
Yeah, he kind of fell back. Yeah, this is true. I think this is definitely the match of the night. I would say
for it. The reverse STF into the sharpshooter.
That was good.
Yeah, dude. It was like he did 3 sharpshooters. The suplex into the ring. John Cena is not a little dude. Mm-hmm. Cena hits the tornado DDT. That was pretty good. And then there's a part where I think Cole and Owens go at it. I'm trying to figure out what he says to set off Owens, because Owens gets up and he swats at him. Do you remember that part?
No.
Yeah, he gets mad and he's like, "How dare you disrespect me?" He gets up, he walks in front of because they're going at it the whole time.
Yeah.
He walks up and he like tries to slap him, and it's like this stop in action. I'm like, I don't even remember. I'm too much paying attention to the match than say what's going on in commentary. But he, there's some beef right there.
Cesaro does hit the swing eventually, though,
and into the second sharpshooter.
Yeah, but eventually Owens just runs in the ring and attacks Cesaro and Cena, hits them both with a pop-up powerbomb. I feel like if this match had a legit finish, it would probably be match of the year, in my opinion.
You keep up with basketball, right?
Yeah.
You keep up with what the 76ers are doing?
They signed a few...
They're just keeping up with their process, like what's going on with the 76ers.
I know they just signed 3 dudes, and one dude was pissed about signing with them.
They're stockpiling big guys. They're just stockpiling like big guys. Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
They got I can never say his first. Norris Noel. Now they got Julian Okafor. Jabari Okafor. Not Jabari. Julian. Whatever. Okafor. And they're just stockpiling these young big guys, right? I feel like the Owens is like the 76ers of wrestling. He's stockpiling feuds. He's just stockpiling everyone he comes within 5 feet of.
Yeah, it's got Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, John Cena, and now Cesaro. So
Michael Cole, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Sami Zayn, Baron Saxton.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, what's his name? Alex Riley.
Yeah, he's just stockpiling. I mean, right now, in terms of active, like guys that are solely in this vicinity, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, those for NXT. You got John Cena, you got Cesaro, you got Michael Cole, and I feel like he's not even done pissing off people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he'll probably get maybe Booker T in there somehow.
That would be a great match.
Oh, man. Oh, that would be funny. But he's stockpiling, man. This guy has heat on everybody. Whew. Bray Wyatt, you got anything to say about this crap?
No, yeah, your basic Bray Wyatt promo. He's got a picture of Roman Reigns. That's about it.
Yeah.
Then we go into Bo Dallas versus Bo Dallas in the New Day.
Can I just say this one thing?
Yeah.
He ain't won shit. So anything he says, it's just kind of, it's like the teacher for Charlie Brown. Like,
Yeah,
wah, 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 wah. That's, like, why am I paying attention to this? And this whole dumbass Cape Fear type shit going on. Like, real Cape Fear shit going on right now. It's just a waste of my time. It's a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah. Bo Dallas and the New Day versus the Primetime Players and Lucha Dragons.
A rematch.
Yeah, rematch of SmackDown. Same.
It didn't happen on SmackDown. If it's on Raw, it didn't happen on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. It did, yeah. Unless it happens on Raw, it's not happening. Yeah. But whatever, man. It was a great match, though.
No, it wasn't.
You don't think so?
The SmackDown one had a little more
oomph.
Yeah, it had a little more personality to it. This is just, that was nothing what was one thing that stood out to you in this match?
Big E caught Kalisto, threw him over the back for the belly-to-belly, and Kalisto landed on his feet. I also liked Kalisto had Xavier Woods in the armbar and was able to do a one-handed cartwheel to reverse out of his armbar. Pretty much Kalisto stood out to me. It was good to watch him wrestle the variation of sizes in Xavier Woods to Big E and seeing all the stuff he can do, I would say.
There is nothing. I just felt like it was just a bunch of dudes kind of throwing each other around for a while.
You know how they do the big move where Titus O'Neil picks Darren Young up for a suplex and then drops him on their opponent? They did this, but this time it was Sin Cara instead of Darren Young. And then also Darren Young, I think he watches a lot of Roderick Strong matches because they did that one move where it was kind of like a rock bottom, but the dude hits the side of the ring. He did that to Bo Dallas, and that's a big move that Roderick Strong does. He also does the Roderick Strong finisher as his finisher.
Oh.
So I think he watches some tapes, man. I don't know. That's what I think every time I watch Darren Young. Probably a big fan of Roderick Strong.
Of his wrestling or him?
Hey, he's watching the tapes. That's all I'm saying.
Which tapes? And is he clothed while watching?
Lucha Dragons and Primetime Players win, though.
Yeah, O'Neal gets the pin. Mm-hmm. Finally.
Yeah, hey. And then we go on to the segment of the night.
The only faces that get a victory this evening.
Oh, yeah,
it gets over.
Damn. We go to the Dolph and Lana come out. I'm going to let you... Would you want to handle this? This is kind of...
All right, I'm going to read straight from my notes.
Did you see the sign, though?
Because, like...
There was some sign that said...
anal Lana backwards?
Yeah, and then right next to it said, like, we're coming for you, Ziggler.
Oh! Oh, you sharp WWE Universe.
Yeah.
Coming for you, Ziggler.
They were buddies, too. They were right side by side, man.
Yeah, Lana backwards, and his face was like the picture I saw. He's like... But, so this is like the promo for them to go public. Because we've all kind of been curious, I guess, the interviews that they've been having individually, Dolph and Lana. Like, where is this relationship? Now, from the beginning, Dolph is like, hey, I know what you're doing. You're trying to get homeboy Rusev pissed off, and I'm down with it. But apparently, as the weeks have gone by, they've actually enjoyed each other's company. And Lana starts talking, and she gets what chance? And then this is because we're sick of this limbo thing that's happening with this sort of love triangle now, fatal four way. Yeah. And we finally get to it. So these what chance? It's just like, oh God, get over this. Yeah. Dolph Ziggler, all of a sudden, he's like this smitten. He went from being like this overly confident, still to show cocky motherfucker into like this giggly schoolboy.
Yeah.
That wears eyeliner and bad denim jackets. So it's like, okay, let's get to this. So Rusev and Summer Rae comes out, and they get a big pop, like unexpected. I didn't think, but I think it was more or less like, let's get, okay, it's going down.
Well, I think the average wrestling fan can relate more to Rusev's character. They can relate to like the, the steal the show type rock star guy taking their girl when they're down and out,
The quarterback.
Yeah, so I would say the average...
Versus the lineman.
Yeah, so I think they just set it up for people just to feel bad for Rusev, even though they know he's a dick. If they're just, like...
I think it's just move this forward.
Yeah.
We don't want to see... We went from, again, cocky, overconfident, still to show, kind of egotistical guy, this strong, stern woman, sexy, strong. It's like Stephanie without the tantrums.
Yeah.
Just, we want to see them in that light. And now they're all like giggly. We don't want to see that. We don't. We can't relate to that because we don't. Then fuck. We want to beat couples like that up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this is why Rusev and Summer Rae gets the pop, but at the same time, we just don't want to see this stuff. Summer Rae Rusev, I never loved you. You're like a cold fish.
Yeah.
Ziggler is like, don't talk to my girlfriend. It finally comes out. This is the going public. Don't talk to my girlfriend like that. You keep running your mouth. I'm going to take out your other leg.
Yeah.
Hey, very babyface of you, Ziggler. Very babyface of you, Ziggler, to take out a guy that's injured, USA chants, which I thought were very, very not needed.
It's DC.
Yeah, but this has nothing to do with USA.
I agree.
Versus
I agree.
Bulgaria, because he's not even a representative of Russia anymore.
Yeah, Bulgarian brute.
And then they step off. Summer Rae comes back and calls Lana a gold digger. Someone mentioned this something in another thing calling. It was almost the same promo that someone cut on Lana, calling her a gold digger, saying basically since he lost at WrestleMania, you jumped ship, and then called her a phony. Now, we all know that you're a phony. Now, this moves the needle a little bit on the idea of Lana dropping the Russian gimmick. The fact that she's Russian, she's talking in a fake Russian accent.
Yeah.
This is what they're sort of getting at. We're finally moving the needle. This is all I want. Ray slaps the living shit out of Lana. We get a little cat fight.
Yeah.
And Lana gets the upper hand. And you're talking about wow, something fresh, something new, something exciting. Finally, a Divas. Now, again, right now it boils down to, is Lana a worker?
I think she's going to get in there before it's all said and done. Because Summer Rae is not necessarily known for her skills in the ring as it is. And they can do like a nice little ECW cat fight thing, you know?
Well, I think Summer Rae, I think she's a really good wrestler. Really? I just think that she's gimmicked to be more snotty than a wrestler. I mean, she's slender, tall, she moves really well. She's not a sloppy wrestler. I think... I'm curious about Lana. I mean, has Lana been trained by anybody, or was she even scheduled to be an in-ring performance? Because that was one of my things. Like, you got this love four-way. Okay, you could get like a good tag out of this.
Well, yeah, I think they can do a tag. Yeah, that's why I see it going.
But I think we're going to be surprised. You get a nice little upskirt too from Lana. You see that?
It's good. Yeah.
But Battleground, no. I think you want to develop the story a little more. Rusev is not going to be healed by SummerSlam. I would just like for the Lana and Summer Rae thing.
You think he's going to be healed by SummerSlam?
Oh, fuck no. I wouldn't even want to be. No. I mean, for what it's worth, because what? SummerSlam would only be 3 weeks away.
No, it's not.
And it would only be 3 weeks away after Battleground.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's 6 weeks.
No. He still has to rehab a little bit.
Okay.
Build the story. Right now, this is a soap opera.
I can see it going to SummerSlam.
It's getting good. It's getting good, finally.
I think they're building SummerSlam. I really do. Regardless of if Lana can work or not, I think she's over enough that if there's going to be any physical action, there's going to be a big reaction because she's just over enough. So it can be anything, you know.
And I see Summer Rae being someone who won't hurt her.
Yeah,
I think she's skilled enough not to hurt her. Just seeing like, and again, in terms of the Divas division, this is a Divas feud. It's like, wow, ooh, this is pretty refreshing, you know. Yeah. And we're more excited about it because you know what? There will be a payoff. We will get a victor. We will get someone going over that we won't expect. Is Summer going over? Is Lana going over? We don't know. So you know.
Oh, I think I'm going to pick Lana. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I know, but like we don't know. Maybe her lack of their athleticism will probably get her beat by someone who's actually a seasoned vet. It's not like Maria Menounos in the ring laughing at fucking who was it? John Morrison and
Snooki and everything.
Well, I remember when Maria Menounos got in the ring and she's looking at Beth Phoenix, I think, and she's like just kind of laughing at Beth Phoenix. It's like, what are you doing? This is Beth Phoenix. You're not a worker. Yeah. Look scared. You know? So I'm just saying, like, I don't see this as sort of like that, but it's going to be really interesting. I think it's probably the most worthwhile thing going on in the WWE. Will Lana fight? Will Lana get in the ring? What her ring attire is going to look like? Will she have a finisher if she does win? What would it be? If you gave Lana a finisher, what do you think it would be?
Let's see. You'd have to go with maybe...
Would it be a hit? Would it be a drop? Or would it be a hold?
It would have to be not a hold. It would be like a Fez press. She can't work, so you got to just do like the basic fall down.
How would you react if she actually put Summer Rae in the camel clutch?
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah. What did you think about this Dean hanging out with all these robots? And Reigns talking about raging out?
More product placement, man.
Yeah. And I thought that on top of that, the Roman Reigns promo was comical. When it was supposed to be like a gung-ho, let's get him promo, it just ended up silly.
It looked like it's too pro-tastic.
And it was bad, and plus it was also copying Alex Riley from NXT. He says rage all the time, and So not only was it bad, it was unoriginal. I can handle some original bad, but that was just some unoriginal bad right there. And then we go into Neville versus Sheamus. We've seen this match thousands of times.
But they work well together. They work really well. This is the only time I could watch a Sheamus match and not be bored. Because they hit each other pretty good.
Yeah, big springboard moonsault as always. he goes for the red arrow, and I really like how Sheamus he didn't jump up and wiggle the rope. He just kind of kicked it, and he fell. But then the big bro kick gets Sheamus the victory. Nothing much to it there.
There was one time he called him. He was going up for the what do you call it? The
red arrow.
No, the Karana. The senior.
Karana?
Yeah, and Sheamus kind of catches him. And at that moment, I actually posted a tweet about it. I was like, Styles Clash? Like, you know? And I was just waiting. And some dude was like, holy shit. That looked like it could have been set up for a Styles Clash. Neville Gibbs, he hits Sheamus hard. You get the best out of Sheamus when you hit him really hard. And there was a big kick in the corner. Like, just a big kick. And it really connected with him, knocked him down for a hot minute. He gets up, and he hits 3 Irish curses on Neville. I thought it was pretty brutal. Boring Chance was shot at Sheamus, which was pretty funny.
He is pretty boring.
But it takes the right opponent. It takes someone who's willing to beat him up, who's willing to hit him. That's when you get the best out of Sheamus, because you get more. I don't know what it is. I think he's just that type of wrestler. Anybody you take, if you put him in there with Mark Henry, you put him in there with Cesaro, you put him in there with someone who hits, not someone who wrestles. That's why him and Randy Orton's matches always fall short.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know. He's just never done it for me, as ever.
But yeah. But Sheamus wins. He's still not a factor with that fucking briefcase.
No.
Nothing.
He's still beating and feuding with the same people he was feuding with.
It's not even like talks about him cashing in.
No, I don't know when they're... Like, if you look at where they think they're going to do with Rollins and Lesnar and Roman Reigns might be in the mix and everything like that, where would they even have time for them to even look like a legitimate cash-in? Do you think they're gonna have Lesnar
I think that's why they gave it to Sheamus. Because
do you think they're gonna have Lesnar versus Sheamus at some point?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all. I think they put Sheamus with that briefcase because he doesn't pose a threat. I think that's why they put him on there. Yeah. He's a company guy. He's not gonna put any kind of effort into promoting the idea that he should be a Money in the Bank winner. Honestly, they need to just get rid of that whole gimmick altogether.
Money in the Bank.
This is the camel to break. This is the start of this camel's back.
No,
it's great. Really is. It really is. Outside of Seth Rollins, which right now because they're booking that the shit. What Money in the Bank champion post Edge, post Punk?
Post Punk. Oh well.
Gives a damn.
Well, Ziggler. When Ziggler cashed in against Del Rio, that was gigantic.
That was great, but how long did that last?
I mean,
a week or two?
Well, I mean, if you could do something to get a big moment like that, then why not do it?
I don't fuck about a big moment. I care more about, like, a reign.
Yeah, sure, that would be ideal. But I'm just saying, like, if all that happens is a big moment like that, then I think it's done its job.
It has to have a reign attached to it. To me, a serious reign. Like, you got to be a serious bad. It's just they always fuck it up. Right now, the Money in the Bank is no different than the fucking. The way that position is Money in the Bank holding, say, by Sheamus, is no different than, say, the King in the Ring or the fucking over-the-top
I feel like
battle roll, like Andre the Giant.
This year, yeah, but I feel like there's every now and then they do a good job. Like Bryan had it when he wrestled on SmackDown, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
And we go right into Swagger back on TV.
Skip.
Versus Barry. Barry wins that one. And then we go into the main event with Rage Mode Roman Reigns. Did you see that what people are starting
DQ.
You see what people are starting to do now? Like when Roman Reigns comes out of the crowd, I guess they like. I've always gotten the idea, and other people have gotten it too, where he doesn't really feel like comfortable. It doesn't seem natural with him coming out of the crowd. He doesn't look like he wants to touch anybody.
I've been talking about that for the past 8, 9, 10. I've been talking about almost 4 years now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's totally true. And then now, apparently, people are just trying to fuck with him. Like one person, like put their sign right in front of the camera, right when he came out, to ruin the whole like backdrop. And then one person put his shirt over his head and like got all in Roman Reigns' face. Like I don't know, people are just like it's gonna look silly now.
I feel like over the past 3 weeks, it's changed since him and Ambrose have become bros again.
Yeah.
He's actually been, and that's something I've been pointing out. Like, you know what? He's actually the people's champ out there now. He's walking out. He's acknowledging the people around him. He's getting the energy from the crowd as of late. This is all the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Only the past 3 weeks. So it's funny that people are now starting to fuck with him now that he feels more comfortable walking through the crowd.
It didn't. Well, I'm not sure, but it didn't seem that comfortable this week. I don't know what it was, but
you have to in storyline. He's still like he's been fucked with psychologically. So maybe he's trying to play into the fact that he's distracted by the whole Bray Wyatt thing.
Yeah, Bray interferes in this match too.
All I could do was think about that. That was the first thing when I waiting for Bray. That's all I was doing.
He comes out twice.
Shit, man.
He comes out and attacks him during the match, and then they lay him out. The Authority and everything lay him out, and lay Dean out with a big choke slam and everything. The pedigree choke slam combination actually for Rollins and Kane to take the victory, and then Bray comes back out and lays Roman Reigns out. I mean, he kind of killed the gimmick coming out twice, but I mean, there's not much going to help this feud right now.
It's just uncomfortable. I mean, this beatdown was too stupid. You want to promote Roman Reigns as the guy who doesn't stay down.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? That's what they're trying to do. And I just go like, wow, this is just too much. Like, we get it. Just stand tall. Keep it moving. But no, we got to sit here for another 15 fucking minutes and watch this pseudo-dominant faction beat up on a guy they beat up before.
Yeah.
Again. And it's like, what's the point to this? Okay, you beat up Brock Lesnar, now you're going to beat up Reigns. But not only did you beat up Reigns, you had involvement by Bray Wyatt. Whatever. They got Noble out there trying to pick him up, to send him through, the buckle bomb through the table. Like, what are you doing? And then Kane's like, oh, let me help you out, little guy. This is, I don't know. This is a clusterfuck of things going on. And just like the advancement of, say, what they're doing with Rusev and Lana and Ziggler and Ray, they need to advance this storyline because there's no end in sight. Ambrose should be in the back of the fucking line. Should be.
Yeah, he lost twice.
Yeah, back of the line. Reigns, I guess he still wants the belt. If anything, he should be feuding with Sheamus over that fucking briefcase. That's who he should be feuding with.
Why didn't they just give it to him, man?
Oh, the one time you want Reigns to have something.
Because it makes sense in the storyline. And he comes out at SummerSlam and stops Rollins from getting the title, and he gets the title. And then you can do Reigns, Brock with an over crowd. At Mania again. I
just feel like Roman Reigns should have nothing to do with any of this. Ambrose should have nothing to do with any of this. I feel like they're just buying time. Where's Randy Orton, right? I mean, where is a lot of where they should be building guys up. They should be building guys up.
Sure.
But they're not giving anyone any kind of momentum, and that's big. Again, that's the Shield working. You're not showing up to see anybody but a WWE show, and that's their biggest problem. Ambrose and Reigns, I mean Rollins and Kane and something. It should be Brock Lesnar. The story should be solely on the idea of Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar should be like fucking with these guys, but it's the other way around. It's just all bad booking.
No doubt.
I'm sick of all of this. I mean, even the match itself, you got the baby faces going after the fucking weapons first.
Oh, I mean, I was pretty burned out on the show. It kind of dragged after the Cena Cesaro match, and then it just went into this tag match that I've seen 1,000 times. So I'm going to say it was a pretty big chore to get done with Raw this week.
Rollins doesn't have his finisher. He still doesn't have a finisher.
He does Triple H's pedigree, which would be good if they're setting up for Triple H and Rollins at Mania, but it looks like they're just doing they're trying to do 1,000 other things other than that. They're trying to have Rock Triple H. They're trying to have Ronda Rousey come back.
Are you talking about for WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but again, this is all by design. It's going to be old Mania. I think the only match of a current roster is going to be two people. It's going to be Seth Rollins and somebody, and then there's going to be John Cena and somebody. Those are the only two people from today's roster that's going to be in WrestleMania. Everything else is going to be everybody else, but.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's
have fun in the Rumble, guys.
They're doing that by design. They're doing this by design. They're never going to make any more new stars. It's a wrap. CM Punk.
Well, CM Punk broke through Bryan. They didn't want him, and they struggled to get him off. I think Ziggler could have done it, but they pulled him back too many times
for the same reason that Bryan's out right now.
Yeah,
he's concussion prone.
So I think, and every time they try to make a star, they do it really cheesy, like Roman Reigns. Like a few years ago, they tried to do with Sheamus, and now look at him. There's a reason why there's tons of guys that are leaving the WWE willingly now, and that's never been the case.
Well, they feel like they build him up.
Even Chavo left. I mean,
but fuck Chavo. He could have gone.
Rey Mysterio.
Well, Rey Mysterio didn't leave. His contract ran out finally.
No, but he was trying to leave. They wouldn't let him go.
Yeah, but I'm saying, well, it's one thing to try to leave. He was, all right, I'm stuck here. I'm getting my check. You know?
Here's a complacent, complacent.
Del Rio got fired.
Yeah, but he didn't put up a fight. He wasn't like, oh shit, I shouldn't slap this guy. He didn't give a fuck.
No, well, for good reason, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Sure. But I feel like in terms of just bad blood, and you got guys who was built up by the WWE machine, and then they turned that back. And this dates back to Hulk Hogan. This dates back to Razor Ramon. This dates back to Diesel. You move up a little bit, and you go Brock. Brock leaves them.
Yeah.
The Rock leaves them to go to Hollywood. Stone Cold leaves them. He takes his ball and go home.
Yeah.
Own up to CM Punk. And it's like, you know what? Ultimate Warrior, even back in those days. I think CM Punk was the final straw, and then AJ Lee. Like, you know what? We used all our resources to make these guys into superstars, and they end up leaving. Kelly.
Yeah.
You know? We're sick of this. So if we keep everyone's momentum to a certain extent and no one gets bigger than they should be, then no one will ever leave again. And I feel like that's the WWE we're headed. And we'll always deal. Chris Jericho will be in WrestleMania before Dolph Ziggler will.
No doubt. You're right, but I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good wrestling. I think that wrestling is a character-driven form of entertainment. It's not a brand-driven form of entertainment.
That's the point. It's you are showing up. I mean, the house shows will be like, oh man, I'm about to go see Dusty Rhodes, son.
Yeah.
Like, no, right now it's like, oh, WWE Live's coming.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, Roman Reigns is coming to town. It's not like, oh, Big Show's coming to town. Oh, Seth Rollins coming to town. Yeah. It's, oh, WWE Live. And that's its brand. And the only problem, ROH doesn't do that. You know, I imagine TNA doesn't do that. I imagine Global Force is not even doing that. Even though they're small market, these are small things. They got a champion to defend the belt at a taping or at a house show, and you coming to see that guy. The WWE, on the other hand, they've thrown that entire
concept
out, and they've thrown that concept out, and it's like it is completely by design. There was something else I wanted to say. Whatever. I think I lost. It's something that you speak. It was something I wanted to say.
I think this is definitely detrimental to the product as a whole, looking forward and week to week. Like, it's like they're dragging their feet getting to this build of this.
They're the king of the mountain. No one can tell them any different. They are a monopoly in themselves. They control the destiny of the wrestling world to a certain extent. It's almost like FIFA. You know, now there's internal investigations going on inside. That people find out people are fucking up. But that's nothing like that's going to happen to the WWE ever. And they're the king. They're the sole controllers of their own fate. The only thing that will help them is death. That's the only thing on their side. The Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper needs to step in and take out some people who have this backwoods mentality. That has this mentality. I mean, it's sad to say. And not even to go back to the big promo by CM Punk. It's like maybe WWE's better off when Vince McMahon is dead. It's fucked up. I would much rather have him step down than die in order for things to change.
That ain't happening.
But he has to die. And it's such a sick, morbid way to think. But once you think about it, it makes all the sense in the world. Because, again, between him and his daughter are calling the shots. And she's more right now behind the bookings of these matches than Triple H.
Oh, yeah.
And even Kevin Dunn, to that matter. So, again, it's going to take a big... It's going to take a loss of life in order for anything to move forward. And I don't know how patient you are, but it's going to be a couple of years before Vince
I got
McMahon.
Ring of Honor. I got New Japan.
But you like the WWE product.
I do. I just think as bad as it is sometimes, it'll just make the good stuff stand out a little more. I don't know.
But that's a horrible way to think.
You think so?
It's oversaturated. They oversaturate themselves too much.
Yeah, they need to take away SmackDown, I think, or take away. They need to get rid of 2 hours of programming.
And what? Turn down money? Are you out of your mind?
I understand.
I
understand why they wouldn't, but I think they might as well to get the boost of numbers of Tough Enough. They shrunk Raw down to 2 hours and they put it on before Tough Enough. I think if they get rid of SmackDown and just do that to Raw on a Friday night, or maybe Saturday morning or Thursday night, what have you, I think that would do way better.
Yeah, but I can't even think in those probabilities because it'll never happen. We're more likely to get another hour of SmackDown than we will taking away an hour from
Raw.
From Raw, yeah, because the advertisers are coming in. It's all USA. It's all USA.
Yeah,
they're the ones calling the shots because they're cutting the check. This is goddamn right. Cut a check. Shit, we go 24 hours.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? God damn it, we got 24 hours. You know,
this is true. Well, I hope next week gets better, man.
This wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad. I hate that mentality you have.
We're in a dark room and we saw like the doors cracked open. We see a little gleam of light. We see the Cesaro Cena beam of light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. It happens. But the mentality of, oh yeah, it's so bad, so when the good stuff happens, it makes it better. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way at all. It should be you know what? I invest 5 times 3. 15 hours. I invest 15 hours into your product a month. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of hours. 3 times 52. 3 times 52. That's 6. 15. That's 166 hours.
Yeah. It's a lot.
That's a lot of hours devoted to one product. That means you're completely invested.
Days of your life. Per year.
That's production. That's things you can be finding a cure for cancer and shit. Speaking of what you got.
We've got this damn podcast.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, speaking of cancer, we got Susan G. Coleman coming out real soon.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
August.
October. Isn't it?
October.
It's October, right?
That's October.
Because it takes football season too.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they had a controversial year last year. They might be cutting ties to some people.
Nope. Not as long as they cut them checks, man.
Yeah, they don't cut ties, they cut checks?
Yep, they cut checks and cut wrestlers from Tough Enough. I'm not watching that garbage.
Oh, yeah, I like wrestling. When I want to watch wrestling, I'll watch wrestling. I'm not watching Total Divas. I'm not watching Tough Enough.
I'm not watching. Next top wrestler.
I watched. I watched Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore instead of watching Tough Enough on Tuesday night.
Mm.
That's pretty good. It's like a really good version of TNA mixed with shitty ECW reunion. I mean, I liked it. Saying that, but it was good. Ray came out.
I've heard people talk about it, but I haven't been interested in checking it out. Is there a PWG thing coming out anytime soon?
There's 2 PWG shows that have been recorded. One's coming out on DVD anytime now, and the other one's coming out a few months after that. Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett win their big DDT for tag tournament they do every year. From North Carolina, Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett.
Dude, speaking of which, they do the tapings on Saturday. Man, I'm gonna try to get out to
CWF.
CWF. I want to go. It's every Saturday, but where is it?
I don't know if it's every Saturday, but it's every time they do it, it is a Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at Chris Lee and see.
Yeah, holler.
And see when that is, because I want to go on 4th of July. What are you doing for it?
Oh, I technically got to work, but it's never really that busy. So
okay, I want to go. If not this weekend, another weekend.
All right, well,
let's wrap this fucker up.
At JG Pro Wrestling on Twitter, SoundCloud.com/JG Pro Wrestling for Faster in the World if you want to hear an NXT review. We're also going to do a big Japan show review, so we'll have an extra Faster in the World.
What show?
Week. The 4th of July Japan show. Beast in the East.
Oh, you're waking up for that.
Oh, my goodness, yes. I'm so excited about that.
I ain't waking up for that shit.
Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens, Jericho versus Neville, Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar. What is another match? I think John Cena and Ziggler versus Barrett and Kane. Tons of Lucha Dragons versus the rest of the New Day.
I catch it on the upload when I wake up.
I gotta do it live, man. I'm stoked.
And I'm gonna do a review of my goddamn self. And my review is gonna be better than yours.
And why do we gotta fight each other, man? Why do we gotta make these divisions?
Dude, don't pussy out. That was a shoot, man. I just cut a promo on you. You gotta cut one back.
All right, well, not only will my review be live right
after it happens. Straight shoot, baby.
Not only will my promo be live right after it happens, right at 8:30, uploaded before 9 in the morning to listen to when you're waking up for a good Saturday, on your run, on your grocery store, but it'll be great. And who knows, we might have guest stars. I got roommates in my apartment. We have people in
Mine's gonna be great because I look better than you. I talk better than you.
This is audio.
I walk the walk. Hey, I do video, baby. I do video. You dial up, motherfucker. I'm road runner. You feel me? So
mine's audio because I like people to exercise. I like people to maybe listen to it on their morning commute, man.
It will be on SoundCloud too, but I'm saying if you want to catch this so pretty face talking about a really good wrestling show, baby, you check out Peter Talks special. It will be Peter Talks Beast in the East. Damn right.
Well, ultimately the fans are going to win, I think.
Well, while watching me. Speaking of me, Ellen Japanese, LINJAPANSA, whatever the fuck that is. You don't add me anyway. I don't even know why you care. And then PJTW Central, Twitter, and then PJTWCentral.com. Look out for, check out the homie Jake.
And July 7th, Total Divas coming back.
Yes. So, Alexa, if you're listening, you got to get back on the ball.
At Taylor Lexi on Twitter.
Check out Peter Talk SmackDown. Check out Faster in the World. And then, other than that, man, let's get the fuck going.
Oh, yeah. Later.
Peace.
You have been listening to Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling Podcast. Please tune in next week.